Hey everyone, and welcome to Breakups and Bruises. I am so glad you are here because today we're kicking off a super important conversation on red flags in relationships. We're not diving into specific red flags just yet. Instead, we're going to talk about why understanding these warning signs is absolutely crucial and how spotting them early can genuinely change the course of your relationships and your peace of mind. Why we need to pay attention. Think about it. When you start a relationship, everything feels new, exciting, and full of promise, right? It's like building something beautiful from the ground up. But just like any building, relationships can start to show little cracks over time. These are the red flags, those subtle shifts or behaviors that might seem small or easy to brush off at first. You know, those moments where you might think, oh, it's probably nothing, or everyone has their quirks, right? But here's the thing that's so vital to grasp. Ignoring those little cracks doesn't make them go away. In fact, they usually get bigger, deeper, and eventually they can really compromise the whole structure. A tiny crack in a foundation, if you just leave it, can turn into major damage that threatens the entire building. In our relationships, those unattended cracks slowly chip away at the trust, the open communication, the respect, and ultimately, the very love you share. The cost of looking away. Now, why is this awareness so powerful? Because it gives you the power to make conscious choices. It helps you see potential problems brewing before they become overwhelming and devastating. Without really understanding these red flags, it's easy to fall into patterns of denial and just making excuses. You might constantly find yourself defending someone's behavior, or even your own. Or worse, you might start blaming yourself for issues that really aren't your fault. This can silently chip away at your confidence, boost your anxiety, and leave you feeling truly unhappy, sometimes without even realizing why. So, what can we do? This is where acting in time becomes incredibly important. Spotting a red flag doesn't automatically mean you have to end things. Instead, it's about starting a really important conversation, and if needed, finding solutions together. It's about being proactive while the issues are still manageable, instead of waiting for things to hit rock bottom. Addressing these red flags early means having the guts to talk about it, finding the words to calmly express your concerns and how a certain behavior makes you feel, setting clear boundaries, deciding what you will and won't accept in your relationship, trying to understand, working to figure out why these behaviors are happening, maybe through open chats or even with a professional, making smart decisions, being ready to work through things, or knowing when it's just not a healthy situation anymore and it's time to move on. Ultimately, it's about protecting your own emotional well-being and standing up for the kind of respectful, healthy relationship you deserve. Knowledge is your superpower. Look, understanding red flags isn't about becoming suspicious or distrustful of everyone. It's about developing discernment. It's learning to tell the difference between those little quirks that all couples navigate and the serious warning signs that truly threaten the heart of your connection and your own inner peace. This whole series is here to give you that knowledge, to empower you to approach your relationships with more awareness, more intention, and a lot more resilience. So, while we'll dive deep into specific red flags in our next episodes, please remember this. Your awareness is your greatest asset. Knowing why it's important to understand and address these signs early is the absolute key to building genuinely healthy, respectful, and lasting relationships. Or just as importantly, knowing when it's time to create space for something much, much better. I'll see you next time.